No one investigates like News 4. It's a growing problem that can happen to any family. Newborns exposed to drugs taken by their pregnant moms.
News 4's Luke Moretti joins us now with a story of one woman's lowest point and her road to recovery. Luke?
Yeah, watching her baby go through drug withdrawal, or what's known as neonatal abstinence syndrome, was a turning point for one local woman. She agreed to share her story if we protected her identity and not use her real name. They are the tiniest victims of prescription painkiller and illicit drug abuse.
To watch my baby go through that, I couldn't explain to anybody what that was like.
We're talking about newborns exposed to addictive drugs while in the mother's womb. They go through withdrawal.
Seeing that little baby go through that, the withdrawals, you know, and you don't know that until you see that.
And when you saw that, did that change anything for you?
Yes.
Mary says she became hooked on prescription painkillers after a car accident. Eventually, she was cut off and then moved to heroin. Her infant son spent a month and a half in the hospital because of severe drug withdrawal.
Each thing you put in while you're pregnant, drugs, there's a consequence. The baby will be, you know, each thing has a different, you know, the consequence to the baby.
Medical experts say withdrawal symptoms can begin a few days after birth, and it's not pretty.
It's a really miserable state.
Erie County Health Commissioner Dr. Gail Burstein says symptoms can include tremors, fever, and seizures.
It's difficult for them to eat. It's difficult for them to sleep. Many times they have a high-pitched cry.
It can be a tough road. On average, newborns can remain hospitalized for 16 days.
Usually, you know, they give them, doses of methadone or another type of opioid, and they decrease the dose over time, so they wean off their addiction.
It's a problem nationally and close to home. According to the State Health Department, the most recent data available show the Western New York region with the highest rate in the state of hospital discharges of newborns with prescription and illegal drug-related issues.
It's just a reflection of the overall challenge that we have with opioid addiction and substance abuse in our community.
Nicholas Gazzoli is a substance abuse counselor at Horizon Health Services.
It's completely irrelevant who you are, what you think. If you ingest something, you'll get addicted, even if you're pregnant.
He says there's a sense of numbness and euphoria people experience from opiate use.
Now you found something that gives you a sense of peace, serenity, calm, and quiet, and numbness, and that's what's so addictive about it.
That sense of well-being and pleasure led Mary down a dark and uncertain path.
There's no control when you have an addiction. You will use if you're pregnant.
Mary says she's in a better place these days, but knows her struggle to control the addiction could last a lifetime.
It's a battle every single day. Just to stick to, you have to just worry about that day and get through that day one day at a time, to teach you.
Dr. Richard Blondell, a University at Buffalo Department of Family Medicine addiction specialist, says there's hope and success with the right treatment.
Our goal is to help meet them where they are, treat them as best we can, help them produce a happy baby, help them learn to be a good parent, and so that these babies grow up in a healthy, loving environment.
Now, Mary eventually got into rehab during her pregnancy and started drug replacement therapy under a doctor's care. She says her baby is doing fine these days and is in good health.